welcome back to my channel. So the last Storytime Sunday I did was 7 months ago. Anyway, I'm back with another Tinder date story, so I hope you enjoy it. So I went on this date back in the summer. So one night I'm lying in bed in my pajamas and like I'm all like sticky just because I've just put fake tan on, and I get this message from this guy on Tinder, and it was like 12 o'clock at night, and the message was like, hey, want to go for a drive? So straight away I'm like, okay, he's either a murderer or this is a booty call. I like to see the best in people, so I just assumed that it was a booty call. So I replied to him, no thanks, not in the mood to sleep with someone tonight. Like, I'm very much a straight talker on Tinder. Like, I don't know you, you're a stranger, so I'm gonna be 100% honest and to the point. So I was like, sorry mate, that is a firm no from me. And he was like, who said anything about sleeping with you? And I was like, it's midnight, you're a complete stranger, and this is Tinder, and you just asked me did I want to go for a drive in the middle of the night. So basically he was like, no, I just finished a really long college assignment and I literally just want to hang out with someone. So like I was actually kind of tempted because I enjoy doing new and random things, and I thought, well, I've never met up with a complete stranger in the middle of the night, so obviously what could go wrong? So eventually I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? And by this time it was like 1 in the morning. So I told him, I was like, I'll be making no effort. So threw on leggings and a hoodie. My hair was like in a messy bun. I had my glasses on and like barely any makeup on. So he collects me and I get into the car, off we go. So I was like, oh, we could go to the drive-thru in Carrick Mines and just get an ice cream and like sit in the car and eat it. Classy as fuck, I know. But I was thinking, like, it's just around the corner from my house, and like what else are we supposed to do at 2 a.m. in the morning? Like, I'm obviously not dressed for anything nice. And he was like, no, like, let's drive to Stephen's Green, like all the way into town. And I was kind of like, okay, I mean, your petrol, not mine. So we're driving in and everything's fine and we're chatting away. And he's like, oh, I'm trying to find this place called Zaytoon. Like, I've never heard of this place in my life. So I'm just sitting here trying to wonder what kind of a place he would be bringing me at 2 a.m. So I was like, oh, like, is that a bar or something? And he was like, no, it's a kebab shop. A kebab shop? You're bringing me to a kebab shop. That's your grand plan. Like, I feel like when someone says, let's go for a drive, you're like, oh, okay, so like we're gonna be staying in the car, not exposing ourselves to the public. So naturally I'm not gonna, you know, dress in my fucking jeans and heels. But like the point is that you stay in the car, like you don't go outside. So I was kind of like, okay, yeah, kebab shop, I'll go along with this. So we get out of the car, walk into the kebab shop, we go inside, and so it is 2 in the morning in town, and we're in a kebab shop, which means it is jam-packed, full of drunk people. And I'm standing there looking like a homeless person, basically. So I just got chips, he got a kebab. So we go sit down, like he was there, I was here, and then there was like 2 spaces right next to us. Like it was a 4-person table. And within like 30 seconds, this drunk as fuck couple comes over and they're like, oh, can we sit down with you? And we're like, okay, yeah, sure. So they sit down and the guy's like, oh, what is this, like a first date? And I was just like, this is so awkward. Like, now I feel like I can't talk to the guy because these two will be listening the whole entire time. And your man was like, yeah, but I already banged her in the car and now we're just here for food. Sorry? I was actually sitting there like just gobsmacked. Like obviously he was joking, but I still was like, I feel like I met you literally 35 minutes ago. That's weird, okay? And I was like, no, we didn't do that. I would never do that. I met this guy like half an hour ago. Anyway, and the rest of the restaurant experience was just really, really awkward because like imagine you're on a first date with somebody and you're trying to talk to them, but there's a really drunk, messy couple right next to you that keep laughing at everything you say. So anyway, we leave, and on the way out of the restaurant, like we just walk out. Next thing, slaps my ass. I literally was like, So I turned to him and I was like, don't even think about doing that again. I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, you just can't do that to a girl on a first date, on any kind of date. Like, what? Like, so we get in the car and we're driving, and then he was like, oh, let's go like to Deliri. I was like, okay, this guy is literally driving around the fucking world. Going to Leary, and then he asked me what size my boobs were because he couldn't tell because I was wearing a hoodie. Like, that's just a weird thing to say to a girl. Imagine going on a date with a guy and being like, so, how big's your dick? Like, you just wouldn't. That's weird as fuck. Why on earth would you be asking that to somebody? So I was like, I don't really feel comfortable discussing that with you. So then he just proceeded to try and guess what size I was by staring at my chest. Then he asked me how many guys I'd slept with. Again, what the fuck? You just don't ask that on a first date. A first date, like, yeah, I just think it's a really rude question. Like, if anyone ever asked me that, I would just be like, why do you want to know? Like, why did that pop into your head? You thought, this is like a piece of information that I really need to know about this person. So I was like, why would I tell you that? Like, I don't even know you. That's a really personal question. What relevance does it have to anything we're talking about right now? Like, what the hell? Anyway, and then he decided to try and guess that number. He then told me he was supposed to be off girls because last month he'd spent €300 on petrol because he was seeing 4 different girls. Anyway, so around this point I'm like, I think we should probably head back now. And he's like, what, really? And I'm like, yeah, like it's 4 in the morning, I think it was at that point. And I was like, yeah, I think it's time. I don't think anything will be happening here, so. On the drive home, he told me he didn't expect to like me as much as he did. Like, what? Like, I know that's supposed to be a compliment, but like also it's like an insult. Like, why had you assumed that you wouldn't like me? Like, when people see me, do I just give off the appearance of like, you're not gonna like me, I'm not a nice person? Is that the vibe I give off? He also said he didn't expect me to be smart. Again, what? Why would you say this to a girl that you're on a date with? I didn't really think I would like you, and I didn't even think that you'd be smart. Like, how do you think that's a good line to say to a girl? It's not. Like, that's offensive. You're just saying that I look like I would be probably a dumb bitch. Anyway, let me get one thing straight. I have zero faith whatsoever in Tinder as a way to find a boyfriend. The only way you end up talking to somebody is because you've liked like 4 of their photos. So I just feel like the odds of having a connection with someone is extremely slim. However, there are people that are on Tinder looking to find boyfriends. So if I was one of those people that is on there, like trying to go on dates with people and find the love of my life, this guy was literally doing all the wrong things to make me want to see him again. If any guys are watching this and you're trying to make a good impression on a first date or any date, don't bring a girl to a kebab shop full of drunk people on a first date. Don't ask her what size her boobs are and then try and guess by staring at her chest. Don't tell her you're supposed to be off girls because recently you were seeing 4 girls at the one time. Don't slap her on the ass. Don't ask her how many guys she slept with and then don't try and guess the number. Don't tell her she doesn't look like a smart individual. Don't tell her you didn't think you'd even like her. Okay? Don't do any of these things. Like, I feel like it's definitely possible to go on a 2 a.m. drive as a date, but then you have to act fucking normal. You know what I mean? You have to act normal so that the other person will want to go on a date with you again. Don't do all these things. He did in fact want to see me the next night, but I said no, because I have standards. So that is the end of the story. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'm so sorry it has been so long since I've done a Storytime Sunday, since everybody loves them. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe on Tinder, if it's even possible. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. I don't ever do that. Zing.